Hey everyone, it's Kathy Schmidt, the Backyard Stamper, and I'm popped on a few minutes early because I just wanted to make sure I have everything set up, and I always hate it if I'm running late and then I have to do my checks, so bear with me. And I will make sure that everything is working just fine and dandy. I hope you guys all had a wonderful weekend. We went up to Maine to visit one of my daughters. She lives outside of Bar Harbor, and she's a school teacher there. And it was beautiful weather, you know, nice fall weather. And we did a train ride called the Down East Scenic Railroad. So that was a lot of fun. Hi Chris, how you doing tonight? So I do have a new camera, so if there is any problem seeing it, please put a comment in right away so I can switch to my other camera, okay? Hopefully there's not. I did run a test, so. All right, let me flip the camera down. All right. So here are the 3 cards that we're going to be making tonight, and these are part of my Craft Your Happy Mail program that I have every month. It's a monthly card kit class which is available for either purchase, or you can get it for free with an online order. So this month is the Gathering Together bundle, and this bundle it's Gathering Moments. Gathering Together is the DSP, and so this is the bundle. It's great for you know, all kinds of thank you cards, but it also, I love this gather. That's why I got the set, believe it or not, is just that word gather. I don't know, it spoke to me. And here are the dies. So these dies are really awesome. They cut out single leaf, and we'll see that, or you can do a leaf with holes in it so you can thread some string through. I did, one of the cards has with the holes, and one of them doesn't, so you'll see. We also are going to bring in the Simply Said stamp set and the branching out dies. These are so fantastic. Oh my gosh. And we've got some embellishments. We've got low profile sparkle dots and the Cajun Craze and gold dots. So those are some of the pieces we'll be using, and also the early espresso and old olive linen thread. All right, so let me show you the cards here. So this is card number 1, and it uses a little bit of gold. It has the branching out dies as the main feature, and the DSP, which also has the gold shimmer in it too. And then Your Friendship Means the World to Me. So when you purchase one of these card kits, I do not stamp any of the greetings. You can put whatever greeting on you want. I will send you all the pieces though that are ready to go, including all these little die cuts. Your bow will be tied. All your frame will be done. Your card inside, this will be scored. You'll have your white piece and in the envelope. So then the next card uses this fantastic paper, and let me see if I have that right here. I should have had it up here. All right, let's see if I've got the pack of paper. So this is the designer paper, and it's got leaf patterns. And the neat thing about this is The leaf patterns are in different colors, but it's the same pattern. So like here, for instance, see how that one has the white background and this one's the beige background? And this one doesn't have the yellow, but this one does. So, and then the next pattern has all the colors. So it has the green, the yellow, and the Cajun Craze. So I love that. And they all have that gold trim on it. And then the back of them has nice subtle patterns that you can use on any card. This one has the Cajun Craze with the leaf. And I do have that embossing folder as the other embellishment that we're going to use. And I think there's a couple more sheets, but I don't want to dig them out, dig out and make a big mess. Let me just grab that embossing folder. Here it is. Okay. Forgot that one. So this is the last part of the that we're going to use, the Gathering Leaves embossing folder. So let me show you where you can find these products, and then I'll show you the other cards, because I kind of started showing you the cards and then I stopped. So, okay. So these are found in the September online exclusives. And there's a whole entire suite. And the one thing I will mention, you can buy a whole suite which has everything that's shown, the designer paper, the embossing folder, the dots, the twine, and the dies and stamp set bundle. You can put in one code number and get everything. Or you can buy it a la carte. So say you just want this paper and the string or the linen thread. You can just get those two, and the code numbers are there. Remember, whenever you buy a bundle though, you want to use the bundle code, which is the one where it says bundled savings. So this is where I got all the stuff. The Simply Set is in our annual catalog. Okay, so I showed you this one. This is the next card. This is on basic beige, and here's that maple leaf with the holes cut out. But I didn't stitch it because I don't think you need to. I mean, that's a choice, but you don't need to. And then I have a double bow with the linen thread and some of the yellow sparkle dots. And then the inside is also double lined and a little strip of the designer paper. So this one is basic beige, and this is just a scrap piece that I'll include with you. You can stamp whatever greeting you want, and I just fussy cut it around because it kind of looked, it follows kind of the shape of the leaf. So I thought that looked good. And then the last one is a fun fold, and it could be a gift card holder. So you can slide your gift card right in the pouch, or if you don't want a gift card holder, you can just seal that down. So, but I like that it was like a gift card holder option, just in case, right? So this is the oak leaf, and I embossed that using that Gathering Leaves embossing folder. But you see the white on there? That's because I used the two-tone cardstock, and I used a sanding block and just sanded off, and it exposed the white core. So I'll show you how that is. When I send you your kit, your piece will be embossed, and all you have to do is sand it. Use a nail file or a piece of sandpaper, anything, or leave it without being embossed or sanded. It looks great either way. All right, so your cards will come all packaged in their envelopes. So let's see here. So they come packaged up, and inside the envelope has everything that you need to make the card, except, like I said, the stamped images. So inside this one, I've got my bow, I've got my my branches and berries, my sentiment branching out, my embellishments, some little pine cones, a piece of gold, the white for the inside, and these two pieces. So you'll see I do use these pieces. So this is how I cut it out with the dies. I used the big die, and then I put this side one inside, and then I put the pine cone inside of that. It's a good paper saving trick. All right, let me just grab my glue mat. I don't know where it is, but I've got an extra one right here. These silicone mats are great. If you do any kind of crafting that needs a hot glue gun, this saves your countertop. And then liquid glue, once it dries, you just peel it right up. So it works great. All right, so let's do our stamping first. And so I'm going to stamp my inside piece and my sentiment, and I'm going to use the Gathering Moments. I forgot to put, see, I keep all my extra little bits and bobs inside the stamp case. I forgot to put my images on the block, so sorry about that. That will just take me a moment. And let's see here. I love that expressing heartfelt gratitude. Just feels so kind. I'm going to just go ahead and put the other ones on that I'm going to need in a little bit. And I'm trying to get that gathered. Let's see here. This one, slightly bigger block for that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do that. Now, let me just get all these others. I think expressing heartfelt gratitude, your friendship means the world to me. Yep, that's what I got out. Okie dokie. So this one is stamped in Cajun Craze. I'm just going to push my little doodads up there. I don't need this at the moment. So, but I do want a piece of scrap, which I see. That way I can make sure my stamp is perfectly inked. This writing is very narrow, so it's easy to kind of smudgy. There. Looks pretty good. And then, let me just grab my scrubby. And then this one, expressing heartfelt gratitude. Now I want to make sure that I push it just slightly to the left on my tag so that I have room for everything else that's going on there. There. Perfect, perfect. All right. Close those up. Alright, so now let's bring in our card. And so, like I said, you're going to get everything you need. It will be scored for you. You're just going to want to burnish it really well. And then what you're going to do is attach this piece to this one so they frame each other. And I am actually going to use what am I going to use? I'm going to put this one down first, so I can just have that where it needs to be on the card front. Let me make sure all these little bits and bobs are in the camera. Okay, so that. Now, I didn't want to do that yet. I did this on all of my samples. What you want to do is just see how the gold is a smidgen long. So you want to just kind of dry fit it and snip that off. There. Now you can put this down. Okay, and then this one goes on. These cards actually come together really easily because the work has been done for you. There is a lot of die cutting on these cards this month, but I did it for you, so you can just concentrate on putting your cards together and getting them out in the mail, because that's what this is all about. Getting your happy mail in, you're making your cards so that you can give happy mail to somebody. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and mount that, and now I'm going to pop that up. Just using some of the end pieces here on my dimensionals. Don't throw those away, people. You make sure you use them. Okay, so we've got that and that. Okay, and this is coming together. And let me just see here. Just wanted to make sure I was centered there. Okay, so now let's bring in our little branches. And I did bring in a little fine tip glue bottle. Okay. And I'm just putting that down like so. Then I am going to put my pine cone on. I found that it was easier to do the pine cone first because then I can see where I need it to be in relation to my stamped image. There. And then I've got my little berries. This is just die cut from Cajun Craze. So I used all the colors that are in the DSP. And that's what I love about the DSP, is it lists them on the back of each package, which ones are included. So I tied your bow, so it's on a glue dot. This is a double bow with linen thread. And you can fluff it up to get it, because it was inside the envelope. And just attach that down, fluff up your edges, and then what I did was I put these Cajun Craze and gold dots. And put that on each side on the gold. Let me just see if I can pick it up with my putty end. There, much easier. I love this take your pick tool. Okay, so my outside is just about done. Let me add my inside and then we'll wink a Stella. Okay, had to work today, and after being gone all weekend, I thought I was going to be like really tired at work, but it wasn't too bad. The day went by really fast, so that always helps. Alright, and then we've got our Wink of Stella. We're just going to do our pine cones, and I just did the berries. There. And that's our first card. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. You can see the Wink of Stella, see the gold shimmer. And there's my inside. Okay, so that is card number 1. We'll go ahead and put that right here. Here is card number 2. Leave our sample right there. So here's all our pieces inside the envelope. So always, when you first get your card, always be sure you burnish it really well. Now this one has 2 pieces of early espresso two-tone cardstock, and I use the two-tone because it's a little lighter, so lighter weight, because this has, you know, those are cardstock weight, and then this and this. So there's a lot of layers going on, so we just want to make sure that it's still postage friendly, right? Okay, so one of these goes on the inside, layered with this piece, skinny layers, see? And I'm going to wait till I stamp that before. Oh, you know what? I didn't stamp it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. I was like, you know what? I really don't. This might be like a Thanksgiving card for me, so I didn't want to just put a random stamp in. So I'll probably stamp the inside at a later date, or use it with a handwritten note, which who does not like getting handwritten notes? That's what this is about, people. Bringing some joy and happiness to somebody by sending them a homemade card. It really matters, especially if somebody is older or has been ill or a shut-in. You know, that's their only, could be their only, you know, nice mail they get. So I'm just going to put this strip here, and I like to leave a little bit of a space here at the bottom when I'm using my designer paper, and it kind of hides any defects if it's a little crooked or not. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And the two-tone, you'll see, has 2 different shades. You can see that. This is the same as that one. This one's a little lighter. And because I just have that bare minimum of a border, you know, it doesn't really matter which one. I just needed to break up the 2 pieces of beige. Alright, and so now we want this skinny border again, and guess what? I didn't cut this piece right. Hold on a minute. This piece should be, oh, it's written on my sheet right. Let's see here. 3 7/8, yep. I just, on my little cheat sheet here. I'm so used to doing 5 1/4 by 4. So, all right, so now we'll layer on top of there. Skinny. The leaves don't really have an up and down. I wouldn't call them a directional paper, but it does, you know, you can decide which way you like your leaves. What I love about non-directional paper is it makes doing a horizontal card or a portrait style card so easy. Alright, so let's attach that. Looking good already, wouldn't you say? Alright, so now I got a couple of my holes didn't poke out all the way. These remind me of when my kids were little, we had shoes, wooden shoes that were flat that you could practice lacing. So, alright, so you're going to put dimensionals on that to pop it up, but just be strategic so that your the dimensionals don't show through the hole. So let me cut a couple of these. All right. So we got a big space right there. I can put a big one down. And one on this side. Here. And I'll put a couple of these smaller ones mixed in. And I got one more little hole to poke out there. So it's just going to go like that, and you can kind of tell if you are going to need another one here and there, because when you go to dry fit it, if it feels like it's going to be saggy, then add another dimensional. Yeah, I'm going to put one right there too, just because I can. Alright, well, I can't just do one side, now I got to do the other side too. Okay, there we go. Nice and supported. So let me just take all these backings off. I love dimensionals so much, but the backings, you find them in the funniest places. You know, stuck inside your sock. Like, how does it get inside the sock? And on your pajamas, and on top of the dog, in between the cushions on the couch. It's just very funny. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that just like that. Just watch your leaves to make sure they stay inside the card border there. And then I'm going to take my Gather and my Early Espresso ink. And like I said, you can stamp any sentiment you want. If you don't have this bundle, just use what you've got. That is nice and dark, which is what I wanted. I feel like this camera, I'm looking at it on the computer and also on my phone. It does look like the lighting is really good. Okay, so now I'm going to do some fussy cutting, and the way you do that is you turn your paper, not your scissors. So this is what I'm moving with my helping hand, but my scissors are basically staying in the same spot. And if you cut that way, not only is it easier on your hands, but it also makes your cutting go really fast, and it will look a lot smoother. Fussy cutting is one of the things I like to do when I'm watching TV. So see? And then that whole in and out kind of mimics the leaf that we have going. There. And that's what I do. I just go in and out like that. So I'm going to pop that up. I just want to round this little spot right there. There. All right. Let's pop this little guy up. I really use too many dimensionals, but that's okay. more than necessary, but fun. Oops, this one has the backing on both sides still. There we go. We went out to eat when we were in Maine, and I had lobster mac and cheese. It was so good. So good. All right. So then I have a nice loopy bow, really big loops on this one, and I tied with one strand of the early espresso and one strand of the old olive twine that comes in this suite. I love that it's linen thread and not baker's twine. Baker's twine is a little thicker, and I like how easy the linen thread ties. See how nice that loopy bow looks? And you can kind of separate your loops like so. And then last but not least, on this card, you've got these nice yellow sparkle dots, and it just helps pick up the yellow in the card. So I'm just I'm going to go around my little Cajun craze leaf and just kind of put them down. These are also flat dots, which are great. No poking through your cards, no mailman getting mad. Isn't that beautiful? This doesn't even need any Wink Costello because, hi Ian, you popped on. Thanks for coming. Yeah, that lobster mac and cheese was so good. And it was a really nice restaurant that we've eaten at before in Ellsworth. And it was closing down for the season today. So there was a really long line to get in. They don't take reservations. So we got there, got in line, and got right in. There was a lot of really good choices on there. I always try to pick something that I don't make myself, and I would not make a lobster mac and cheese myself. Okay, so our last card is this birthday card, which I think would be great for a guy birthday card. So, and you can stamp any sentiment you want. You don't have to have it be a birthday one. But that's what we're going to go with. Again, let me get all my stuff out. And I see something I forgot on that card, so I'll show you when I get there. So I'm going to put all my little doodads up here so they stay safe. And here's my pieces. So this is crushed curry, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and you score it at 4 1/4. And it's also going to be scored at 1 inch. So what I'm going to do with that is fold that back, and this is where you can decide if you want a gift card holder or just a fun fold. And you don't really even need to decide right this minute, because I'm going to just attach the ends, but if I don't put a gift card in there, it's not going to kind of make the form the opening for a gift card. So it will just lay flat. So remember, when you're using tear and tape, if you give it a little rub, then it helps it release. So it lifts right up. Chris is my sister-in-law, Anne. And Anne is my very good friend, Chris, that just moved to Vermont. So it's a small world out there. Alright, so I'm going to just fold that down and burnish it nice and well. So see what I mean? You don't have to have that gift card if you don't want to. But now you've got this nice little hidden door, and I am going to attach my DSP. Let's see how you just kind of turn it and decide which way you want your leaves to go. There's no right or wrong way. You want happy little leaves. Okay, so I've got that piece, and now I'm going to, this is my inside piece, and that's going to go like that, and I'm going to put this piece down on top of it, so that when I close my door, I have this. So what I want to do is make sure my white is not too big. This one is a smidge, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it first, and then I'll just give it a little haircut. So I'm going to just stamp birthday wishes inside, and let's celebrate on the outside. And I am going to stamp that in the early espresso. Oh, and I have my leaf. I got a leaf for the inside as well. So let's see what it looks like. And I know that's dark. It does lighten a little bit when it dries. Let me just set that there because we're going to need it again. And then this is a distinctive stamp, so it has all that texture built in. But the trick is, don't smash it into your ink pad. Just what I've been trying to tell people that tend to bang, and really mush, just set your ink block on top of the ink pad, and that will give you enough ink. See? So just set your ink pad right on, and then I'm just gonna, like so. Okay, look at that. I'm done with my green, but I need the brown still. Peel this one off. Remember, with your photopolymer, you want to let it kind of set and then pick it up so that it stays straight. Otherwise, it's really easy to curve these unintentionally. So this is just a scrap piece of white that I am going to use. Every time you make your inside pieces, you tend to get a piece of scrap. There, that came out good. Okay, I'm going to let that dry a little bit too, so I don't get it all gunky. And let's see what we're going to do. I need to trim just a smidge too, but let's attach this first. See, this is the back of the paper that we used on the first card. So this paper has so many possibilities. And you know what? I think I'm going to trim the other side, so let me put that on this way. I think I need to just tip my camera a smidge. There. Because I keep getting it out of the camera. Okay, let's see, 3 times the charm, getting this on straight. There we go. There we go. And see how I have that little bit of white on the edge? I'm just going to take my baby trimmer and trim that right off. See, that's all it was, like a smidge. Okay, and we'll go ahead and attach that. All right, so now our inside of the card is done. Now we have to do this piece. So see how you're going to get your pieces already embossed. So they're ready to go. And so you're just going to take a sanding block or any kind of nail file and just give it a little rub. Because this is two-tone cardstock, the center is white. Our regular cardstock is dyed all the way through, so you could sand that all day long and you'd never get white. But the two-tone, the inner core is white, so you get to be able to do all these little cool techniques with it. And if you didn't like the white look, you can leave it just embossed. There. Just like so. Just enough, right? And so that's going to come on like that. It just adds a little something something. It looks fine without it, but it really does add a little something something. A little something something. Okie dokie. My daughter, Amy, that we went to visit, has a knitting machine that was one of my great aunts, and who had given it to my mom, and my mom gave it to Amy, and oh my gosh, you should see what she is able to make. It's incredible. It's just incredible. Okay. I'll show you a picture of one of the sweaters she's working on. Alright, so now we've got all our little doodads uncovered. Oops, and you know what? Make sure that the ones that hang down do not have dimensionals showing. I think I need to move this one, because we don't want our card to get stuck shut. So I'm just turning it like that. There. And that should be good. Like that. Okay. You can always double check it. See how I don't have any dimensionals showing? And then let's take our Let's Celebrate. We'll angle cut. Like so. That's another trick I like to do, because it just draws your eye away from anything that might be a little crooked. Crooked? Who stamps crooked? Not I, said the little red hen. Okay. So we'll do that, just like so. And then we got a couple more little doodads here. I've got my bow with the early espresso, and these come all tied for you. You're going to get them. And so see how that glue dot is right on the edge there? Let's see it. So what you want to do is just kind of roll that under the knot a little bit, like so. And then attach it wherever your heart desires. I love the long wispies too, because it's very leaf-like. Alright, and then we've got the green or old olive color of our low profile sparkle dots. And what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to put them just here on the bottom. See, I forgot to do that one. So we will do that while I've got my card right here, since I've got the dots right here. So these come with Daffodil Delight, Old Olive, and I think Secret Sea. Or it could be Pretty Peacock. It's one of those colors that kind of changes. There. And that just kind of anchors that bottom part. Okay, let's see how we did with our cards. Bring them back in. So, like I said, this class is available two ways. You can get it for free. Let me get my little cheat sheet here. Hold on. Okay. You can purchase the class and you get it sent in the mail. $24.95, which includes the shipping. Hey, Cindy. And or this, everything you see is free with an online order of $60 or more. So it's through the month of October, and at the end of the month, the very end of the month, I will send out your card kits. And it also comes with a PDF. It will be full color instructions on how to make the cards. Team members will have access to the PDF for free. So you will have all the measurements and the photographs, so if you can apply the layouts to any cardstock that you have. And speaking of teammates, whoops, hold on, I dropped something. Ugh. Sorry. It's a great time to join my team. So we have this ultimate join offer right now. And if you want, you can scan that QR code. And it will take you right to my page where you can sign up to be on my team. One thing I like to tell people is I like to not only tell them why did I join, but also why should they join? What will they get out of it other than, quality products for paper crafting? But this starter join special right now is $35, and you get to select $125 of product of your choice. And it's free shipping on that starter kit. Plus you get a free past paper pumpkin kit, and those are valued at $25. So you're really getting $150 of products for $35. I mean, you can do your Christmas shopping with this. Then you also, from there, you'll receive 20 to 25% discount on anything you might want to purchase. You have early access to new products. For instance, the November online exclusives came out. I can't show you the inside. And anybody that joins in October can shop from this and add to your starter kit as well. So that's one of the perks. And believe me, with the inventory issues that sometimes arise, you want early access to the new products. And then as part of my team, you can participate in team swaps, virtual team events like mystery stamping, which is so fun. And plus we get together and just do all sorts of shenanigans. But, if you were to join in October, you are going to be current and active until the end of March. So plenty of time to see if you like it. But that $35, man, I wish I could join all over again. So, anyways, thank you so much for coming on tonight and seeing the October Craft Your Happy Mail class. And my website is should be fixed this week. So in the meantime, if you want to order one of these card kits to go, then you just need to email me at backyardstamper@gmail.com. At the end of the week, my website I'll just have a shop button right on the website, but it's just not quite fixed yet. And otherwise, if you have any questions, please let me know. Let me come back and say bye to you guys. So, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. It's a little chilly here, but, you know, it's fall, so that's the way it is. But, yeah, it's going to be a fun week. I have a card class at the end of the week, and those are always fun. And on Thursday night, I'm going to show off some we got 2 new kits, but one of them has nutcracker tags in it. And I am going to show you the tags, but also maybe make a card or 2 out of the tags. So we'll see what I can whip up, right? So I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And thank you so much for coming on. Please be sure to give me a thumbs up. It really helps my channel.